And the best part about the whole thing is that Craig Jones trained Felipe Pena to beat Nicky Rod. And that is loyalty.
Was Nicky Rod robbed of a victory over Pena for political reasons? Let's discuss in the video today. What's up everyone, and welcome to Resenha BJJ, where we talk about everything jiu-jitsu related. And today we're talking about the results from Who's Number One, Felipe Pena versus Nicky Rod on February 25th, 2023. The second meeting between Nicky Rod and Felipe Pena was a 30-minute Who's Number One match. This meant that in the case of no submission, it would be up to the Who's Number One rule set and judges to decide the winner. And according to many fans, the judges got it wrong. As a reminder, the three deciding factors in this rule set are: number 1, aggressiveness; number 2, dangerous submission attempts; number 3, positional control. The 30-minute match between the two heavyweights felt more like 40 minutes due to a variety of interruptions. First being Pena complaining multiple times that Nicky Rod was greased, which led to the referee having to call for 2 timeouts to wipe down both competitors with what looked like shop towels. That is something I've never seen before. And to be honest, that looked like an admission of guilt. The other competitors like Bodoni and Rene looked like they were in a Rocky Balboa movie with their sweat flying everywhere, yet the referee didn't stop for towel breaks then. At the second towel timeout, I honestly felt like it would have been easier to just throw a couple spats and long sleeve rash guards onto the mat and have the competitors put them on over top of their clothes. Would have been faster than constantly stopping for towel breaks. Another great image was seeing Pena take a water break while Nicky Rod was getting toweled down by the referee. The referee also had to stop the match to warn Pena's corner about his constant shit-talking. The vast majority of the time was spent with Nicky Rod camping out in half guard or Felipe Pena slowly breaking Nicky Rod's body lock grips. Save for a few moments of explosive exchanges, most of the time was uneventful. Felipe Pena showed more variety of techniques in his exchanges, with attempts to enter the bear trap, take the back, guillotines, and even a couple omoplata shots. Pena also hit a nice sweep. Nicky Rod managed to grab a hold of Pena's feet a couple times for ankle lock and heel hook attempts, and one of them looked really dangerous, like bone-breaking dangerous. But Pena refused to tap and instead used these exchanges to attack the back. Pena won the positional game, but in terms of pure dangerous submission attempts, Nicky Rod was the winner. I think it's safe to say in different rule sets, this match would have been scored different every time. Neither athlete showed true dominance over the other. Even Gordon Ryan said that the match could have gone either way. Here's what the King had to say. First, I believe that Pena had the best attack with the back take sequence, but Nicky Rod had more good attacks overall, although he clearly stalled a lot and was ever so clearly greased, just like I said he was. He then continues later. I think the match could have gone either way, but I scored it for Nicky Rod. Even Gordon Ryan, who doesn't like Pena or Nicky Rod, feels the match was very close. So are fans right to say Nicky Rod was robbed in such an evenly contested battle? Personally, I think it would go a long way if Flow Grappling released the scorecards of the judges. That way there is more transparency in regards to how matches are evaluated. Or maybe in the case of no submission, just call it a draw. Tell me in the comments what you think the solution is. Hey, did you know you can get customized made-to-order rash guards at Future Kimonos and get 15% off? Check out the link in the description to get a discount at checkout. There is one more factor in Pena's win we need to consider, and that is what I like to call the political angle. In that same Gordon Ryan post I mentioned earlier, Gordon also says this about Pena's victory. Quote, "If Flo didn't need to have you face me, you wouldn't have got that decision." End quote. Is it just me, or is Gordon Ryan accusing Flow Grappling of match fixing? Hey Gordon, did Flow Grappling approve that post? Gordon is of course referencing to the fact that the matchup between him and Felipe Pena is the most exciting match in jiu-jitsu right now. And to have Pena lose to a brown belt would really damage the marketing of this future event. Everyone involved with this future match needed Pena to win for it to make any sense. So if we're saying that the judges are willing to score in favor of victors who the event organizer can use to make more money off of in future events, maybe we should also talk about the greasing factor, which Gordon also mentions in his Instagram story and explaining how grapplers grease.
It's hard to DQ a guy, which I think you should DQ them anyways, if you're doing like a professional event. Like, you know, it's hard to tell investors, whoever the case is, oh yeah, we DQ'd, you know, the final or the main event match ended in a DQ because the guy was greasing. Like, that's kind of a bad look for a professional event.
If, for example, Nicky Rod or any other headline competitor was found to be guilty of greasing, Would the referee/event organizer have the courage to disqualify them and essentially cancel their main event, risking ruining the entire event and upsetting the fans of a favorite like Nicky Rod? If not, maybe the judges would just factor that into their decision in the case of a draw. Again, releasing the judges' scorecard could help create transparency and trust between the fans. What do you think? Would you as a fan be happy or angry if the referee stopped a main event because a competitor was caught greasing? And do you think Flow Grappling might be favoring certain results in order to market future events? Okay, enough of the drama. Hit the like and subscribe button and let's get to the rest of the results. And in the co-main event, Pedro Marinho defeated the 88 kilo ADCC champion Giancarlo Bodoni. Sorry about that in the last video. In another tightly contested match. Bodoni. Marinho retained his Who's Number 1 205-pound division title and used the opportunity to call out Nicholas Marigali for an open weight match, and later in his post-event interview, he also called out Kainan Duarte. We saw JT Torres show the most dominant performance of the night against Majid Hage. JT almost got an armbar but was stopped in the final seconds by a very unconventional defense by Majid. Jonnatas Gracie also defeated Oliver Taza via unanimous decision in a great performance. Jonnatas showed an amazing amount of agility and tremendous pressure in this victory. And it feels like every time we do one of these event review videos, the women always take home the Fight of the Night award. Amanda Bruce and Jasmine Rocha had a back and forth match with both competitors having great attacks. Ultimately, Jasmine got the win via Ezekiel smother choke submission. And Kieran Kachuk showed a dominant performance until the very end when Rene Sousa managed to snatch a victory away from the Canadian with a sneaky counter leg lock. It's interesting to note that the most successful team at this event was Atos, who had 2 out of 4 competitors, if you include JT Torres, win their matches. New Wave Jiu-Jitsu unfortunately lost both of their matches, and despite the event being held in Costa Mesa, California, there was not one representative from Art of Jiu-Jitsu. That seems like a big miss. If you're looking to build your brand and business in Jiu-Jitsu, then make sure to check out our interview with Kendall Rusi, one of the event's commentators and a world champion. Before we go, hit the like and subscribe button and tell us in the comments what your favorite match was. See ya!